SummerSlam 2024. I call it SummerScam. I'm going to give SummerSlam 2024 an 8 out of 10. It was an overall good show. But think of it like this. When you watch a horror film, you already know and anticipate what's going to happen. That's self-explanatory. So when you anticipate things that's going to happen, it's going to be predictable for you. So when things are predictable for you, you're going to know what it is. But sometimes things that's predictable can be original. It's many movies I've seen that's a horror movie, and it's like, okay, I don't think this is going to happen, but hey, I already know it's going to happen. What if they do something different? And that's what WWE did tonight. We knew every single match result when the matches started and ended. We knew it when the build-up occurred. We even knew it for a couple matches. And the first match on the card was Liv Morgan versus Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley in a Custody of Dominic match part 2. The first Custody of Dominic took place in 2005. Literally, damn near 20 years ago. It was Eddie Guerrero versus Rey Mysterio for the Custody of Dominic. And then Rey Mysterio won the match, blah, blah, blah. And the story is right there. So on the eve of the anniversary of SummerSlam, 20-something years later, Dominic was literally the center of attention. And you know what? Being part of the LGBTQ community, Dominic is alright. He ain't that cute, but he alright. You feel me? But Dirty Dom is the biggest winner in professional wrestling history. But he is the best heel right now in wrestling. I don't think no heel can touch him. Dominic gets organic boos. He don't get piped in boos or piped in cheers. He gets organic boos. And that, people, is why Dominic is an ultimate heel. And Dominic, of course, is the winner of the match because he got Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan won the title and retained it. And Rhea lost. And we already knew Judgment Day was going to be destroyed. And I knew Judgment Day was going to be destroyed regardless because, you know, spoiler alert, Monday Night on Raw, Carlito is going to get kicked out of Judgment Day. So Carlito may turn face. Who knows? Whoop-de-fucking-do. But I already know Finn and Jordan Devlin, aka JD McDonough, is going to lose the match. I already know that. But I knew Judgment Day was going to diminish anyway because Jordan Devlin, aka JD McDonough, and Finn Balor already got history together. JD McDonough was trained by Finn Balor. But I already knew that was going to happen. All right. And overall, the next match on the card was literally, I'm not even going to go in history. I'm not even going to go in order of the matches. Let's just be real. Let's just go according to the predictability. So we knew Liv and we knew Rhea. We knew the outcome of that match was going to occur. Logan Paul versus LA Knight was a really good match. Every Logan Paul match, I always have this YouTuber or anybody that's part of Logan Paul's meat riding pack trying to interrupt the show. And you have Machine Gun Kelly interrupting the match. Really? Machine Gun Kelly, the same guy that got powerbombed by Kevin Owens literally damn near 10 years ago. I love all these long-term storytelling we have right now. So Logan Paul got defeated by LA Knight. That's really, really good. We don't want Logan Paul as champion because Logan Paul is just a typical celebrity, a typical guy with a contract that's just there for the money. And we've had many people like that in the WWE. So I'm so happy LA Knight won the title. Kudos to him. Nia Jax and Bayley. Epic banger of a match. Really good women that was in the Women's Revolution. Really good Hall of Famers right now in the WWE coming soon. Really good future Hall of Famers. But I really wanted to be Tiffy time. I wanted Tiffany Stratton to fucking win the title. I wanted her to win. But I know Tiffany Stratton is going to turn on Nia Jax, or Nia Jax is going to bully Tiffany Stratton. And Tiffany Stratton may become face. Face or heel, Tiffany Stratton is a really phenomenal athlete. And Tiffany Stratton is like one of the few reasons why I want to become great in my YouTube journeys and my podcast journey, simply because She learned the craft really fast and developed it faster than the professionals. And I give kudos to her because when she was in the performance center, she learned within like months, doing like months, bro. She's Tiffany, bro. Tiffany Stratton, man, is just awesome. Also, man, two major things that's happening in the wrestling world. Doesn't have nothing to do with SummerSlam, but I'm going to say it. It's rumored and alleged that the Hardys spoke to WWE today. So we may get a Hardys return this week on WWE because WWE is known for, when it's the major 4 shows, returns and debuts may occur. So we may get the Hardys to return. And then it's rumors that Shane McMahon may join AEW. Who knows? But right now, wrestling is so freaking cool right now. The storylines is so cool right now. And the predictability is just crazy because that's why I call it SummerScam. Because, you know, I feel like I call it SummerScam 2024 because when you see a scam, you already know what's going to happen. It's like, okay, I already know this is going to happen. They're asking for my bank account information, this, that, and the fourth. Or they will give me money for real, or they going to steal all my money. Let me be the stupid person and do it. Or let me just think outside of the box and just give this shit a chance. Which is a stupid analogy, but hey, whatever. That's my brain. My brain is a little bit different. But yeah, man, that just, man, SummerSlam though, it delivered. It was a really good show. It was really, really good. It had really good matches. Despite the matches being predictable, it was really, really good, bro. And, like I said, it just sucked. CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and Drew McIntyre, I love the beef between those guys. It's fucking phenomenal. These guys literally hate each other. But overall, that match was predictable. I knew that Drew McIntyre was going to win. I knew CM Punk was going to fucking screw over Seth, and Seth and him was going to beef. But I said this before. Seth Rollins is Seth Rollins. He could be a good guy or a bad guy, but he's still Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins already accomplished his shit. But Seth and Drew, to me, I feel like they legitimately don't like CM Punk because CM Punk is a crybaby ass bitch that returned to wrestling that can't get along with people. People are scared to say it, but I said it. But part of me kind of was a Punk fan, but I'm not a Punk fan anymore, man, because I hate problematic people in workplace environments, and they always the problem, and they go right back crawling to the job they had. And I've experienced so-called great people coming back to jobs and keep causing problems. But regardless, CM Punk is having really good merchandise sales and everything. And I'm not a Punk fan, but I'm a Drew McIntyre fan. And like I said, CM Punk is the heel, Drew McIntyre is the face. Again, CM Punk is the heel, Drew McIntyre is the face. So I honestly thought that we was going to have a Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, McMahon moment where we have a screw job. But actuality, the match wasn't a screw job. Despite the low blow and shit, I still can't just say, damn, I hate Drew McIntyre. I feel what Drew McIntyre is coming from with CM Punk. I got his back, man. I'm all about that. Next is Gunther versus Damian Priest. The most predictable match in WWE history. A blind person can see it and everything. And once I saw the match, I skimmed through it. I said, I already know what's going to happen. I already know Finn Balor is going to turn on his boy and just stop it. Now, first of all, I'm going to say this right here. Another unpopular opinion people may not like. The Judgment Day was way better when it was just the original Judgment Day, which was literally Edge, Rhea, Damian. That was a dominant faction. And WWE, man, loves to drop the ball with dominant factions. They did that with the OG Judgment Day. They did that with the original Bloodline because the new Bloodline sucks. They did it with so many people. They did it with the NWO, WWE edition, and the list goes on and on and on. Retribution, everything. WWE has a tendency of creating something that can be good, and that was good on paper for a while, but it's just diminished. It just can't grow. It just can't go with the flow, and I'm just upset about that. But only thing that was interesting about the Judgment Day was just Rhea Ripley and Dom, and that's it. But honestly, when Damian Priest joined the Judgment Day, I was kind of like, bro, Damian Priest to me got really good gimmicks. I love all his gimmicks. I like the Archer of Infamy Damian Priest. I like the good Damian, bad Damian thing, like paying homage to Almond. I like everything about Damian Priest. So I hate when he kind of joined the Judgment Day, but the original Judgment Day with Edge, Rhea, and Damian was good. Similar to the patriarchy right now. I feel like the patriarchy in AEW would be so good if it was like Edge, Christian, Gangrel, and probably Malachi Black or somebody like that. Like, make that faction like badass. Because when Edge and Christian was beefing, Adam Copeland and Christian was beefing, I was like, bro, come on, man. They could make a really dominant faction. But again, both levels of pro wrestling is doing so good that I don't even know right now, because people say AEW's dying, AEW sucks. But I honestly don't feel like AEW is dying. I don't feel like AEW sucks, because look what happened. MJF is back heel. It's just so much going on in AEW right now that's so good. That's making me love the product and making me love pro wrestling. But like I said before, I'm not a fan of Gunther at all. I was a fan of Gunther at first, but like I said, when Gunther beat Randy Orton, it just made me upset. It made me upset because I feel like Randy Orton should be a 17-time world champion. I feel like Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes would have been a really good match instead of Solo Sikoa and Cody. That's just me. Tonight, we should have had CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre for the World Heavyweight title, or a triple threat match. That's just me. Damian shouldn't have won that title. Damian should have probably waited to win the title and cash in. But hey, Money in the Bank came along, and 2 or 3 weeks or a month or two before the next Money in the Bank, he had to hurry up and cash in. And Damian had to hold that title simply for my boy, for my boy Gunther. I wasn't happy because, Gunther already accomplished a lot. But I said this right here, and I'm going to say it again. I feel like Gunther versus Roman is going to hit. It's either going to be Gunther versus Roman if Roman gets somehow drafted to Raw because he's a free agent. Remember that. Or we may have Gunther versus Cena real soon because Cena's a free agent real soon. Like, we need somebody that can credibly beat Gunther. Brock Lesnar versus Gunther may occur. Who knows? Whoever dethrones Gunther for the title is going to be so good. It's going to be so good because I find it funny that Gunther lost the title to fucking Sami Zayn. And Sami Zayn, on his second or third title defense against Braun Breaker, lost the title within 5 or 6 minutes. My boy got squashed. My dude got squashed. I like the fact we got new champions, but I feel like what we should have did, we should have had this. I'm going to tell you the card we should have had. We should have had Gunther versus not Baron Corbin. We should have had Gunther versus Braun Breaker. We should have had Punk, Rollins, and McIntyre in a triple threat match for the title, for the World Heavyweight title. This, that, and the fourth. We should have had Roman versus, not Roman. Well, yeah, we should have had Roman versus, Solo Sikoa tonight. We should have had Roman return somehow, or Solo have a call out and face Roman Reigns somehow, or the Usos. But we're going to get a Bloodline Civil War, so who cares? But overall, man, Gunther did lose against Sami Zayn. Gunther lost and he won King of the Ring, buried Randy Orton, because once Randy Orton got buried by Gunther, Randy Orton just ain't been right since. Him and Kevin Owens in a tag team. Them are two wrestlers that's known for turning on each other. So when these two turn on each other, it's going to be really good. But we already know that Randy versus Cody is the next big thing. Or Roman is going to, Cody's going to feel like Roman is still in the spotlight, and Cody's going to turn heel. And Roman is going to turn face. I don't know what's going to go on right now, because one thing about WWE, it can go to that predictable shit. And then once it goes to that predictable shit, it can go to that unpredictable shit. Then go back to the predictable and the unpredictable. And then out of nowhere, they just do something out of the blue that's going to just shock the fuck out of us. And I love it. God damn it. And I forgot one match. Braun Breaker versus Sami Zayn. Braun Breaker versus Sami Zayn like I said earlier, made me upset because it was a 5-minute match. Braun Breaker shouldn't have won that match. But, I don't know what to say, y'all, about that match. Sami Zayn, man. I don't know what's next for Sami Zayn. But I'm glad he won that title, man. I'm glad he won the title. I'm glad he had a good title reign. I'm glad he thrown Gunther. I feel like before the placeholders, because, you know, I feel like Gunther is another placeholder right now because Priest was a placeholder for Gunther. Now Gunther is a placeholder for either Roman, Cena, Rollins. I don't fucking know where we going at this point. Uncle Howdy, who the fuck knows? Chad Gable, who the fuck knows? But I feel like the first contender for the World Heavyweight title should be the guy that beat Gunther. The guy that dethroned Gunther. And that's your boy, motherfucking Sami Zayn. But the way I will book Gunther is have him and Roman face each other. Roman and Gunther was the most dominant champions in any pro wrestling faction in the history of pro wrestling ever. Despite Roman being champion in 3 or 4 days, he didn't have the Bruno Sammartino era where he was champion for years, or whoever the fuck was champion for 5 years, or the Fabulous Moolah. I don't remember a time in professional wrestling history where we had 2 dominant champions and they both was undefeated. And yeah, Roman cheated a lot, but Gunther wasn't a cheater. And I like Intercontinental Champion Gunther from SmackDown in the beginning of Raw, where he just was like not talking shit, not cutting promos, having Ludwig Kaiser talking shit. But I feel like, bro, I don't know, man. I feel like if I was Fabian Eichner or whatever the fuck his name is now in WWE, I feel like he should have interrupted the match because he was kicked out of Imperium. But, I just hate that the World Heavyweight title has literally been a hot potato title, man. Seth Rollins had it. Drew McIntyre had it. Damian Priest has it. Now Gunther has it. Then after Gunther loses it, who's going to get it next? And if Cena does get it, it's going to be just a novelty title for Cena because he's retiring soon. So what? I don't know, man. But again, Gunther's first contenders need to be either Chad Gable. I know Chad Gable's a heel. Or Sami Zayn. Either one of those. Or they call somebody up for NXT. They call somebody up from NXT. But also, I forgot about it. The main contender for the World Heavyweight title need to be the guy that fucking dethroned Gunther for the United Kingdom title. And that's your boy, Ilya Dragunov. Dragunov needs to be that guy to beat Gunther for the World Heavyweight title. But Gunther has made a lot of enemies, man. So who knows? But a Gunther versus Roman match ain't never occurred before. A Gunther versus Solo Sikoa match occurred. I can see a storyline right now of Gunther talking shit about he's very dominant. And he just named a list of people he beat. So, I honestly feel like Gunther should just lose that title against somebody credible, man. That's just me. Like, share, and subscribe.